Barbara Roomer, and I volunteer here at the Carmel Clay Historical Society. We're on 211 First Street Northwest in Carmel. And this is the depot behind me where trains, there were not only passengers but grain and other goods that came to town and left from this area. The depot behind me was originally placed up near the tracks, which has turned into the trail. Built in 1883, so it's one of the older buildings still standing in Carmel. In 1980, it was remodeled and set back where it is today. So it is in really good shape since it's really been taken care of, and it was remodeled by the people who founded the Carmel Clay Historical Society. Back in the early days, the trains ran on a regular schedule and were really quite popular here in Carmel. Passenger trains stopped running in the mid-60s, and the freight stopped running in about mid-70s. Depot was up near the train tracks where the trail is, and in this picture you can see it was a working depot, and it is really close to the tracks over on the right hand side. We're standing in a little alcove on the side of the depot, and there are windows on all three sides, and this was out beyond the building so that the people that worked here in the building, in the depot, could see the trains coming and going. There were signals, of course, but they also like to just visually see the trains coming and going. There are several things here in this little alcove, some flags that gave them certain signals. When the flags were displayed, the engineers knew what they meant. We have some lanterns here that workers here in the depot, as well as the people in the caboose and so forth, would use. We have several items that would have been used by the people that worked in the depot. The timetable of the Monon trains on the schedules and so forth are here. We have several examples of things that were in use. A man by the name of Marion Rohr, who was an employee of the Monon trains, actually gave us all of these forms, so we know that they are true and accurate. This is one item that they would have reached out from the standing beside the tracks, and things might have been clipped to that, and the train going really slow. Someone on the train could have just reached out and grabbed a message, that kind of thing. Here we have a little stove that actually came from the caboose of the train. This would have been in the back of the train, and stoke the stove and heat it that way. At the ticket agent's window, it's right inside the front door of the depot, and someone wanting to travel, let's say to Chicago or points north or points south, would have walked up to that window, and the ticket agent would have sold them a ticket. You'll see a U.S. mail bag over on your left. Of course, the mail came by train in the early days, and sometimes just tossed the mail off when they went through, go very slow and toss off some of the things that weren't breakable. We had conductors, of course, that were here to help the passengers onto the train and seat them.